An East Bay doctor is back home from overseas where he helped Ukrainian refugees who've been fleeing the war-torn country.
He says many of them were treated for health problems linked to anxiety, and some were injured, like the elderly woman hit by shrapnel who had a broken shoulder. Our force Ella Sogomonian just talked with him. She joins us now live in studio with more. Ella.
Yeah, we keep hearing about these everyday people, civilians being hurt dramatically because of being targeted by Russian forces. So the doctor tells me it's all the more painful to see this up close and in person. And you can see Dr. Larry Burchett in this video examining one of about 200 patients that he saw in the span of 1 week. He flew to Poland 2 weeks ago and first stopped at a convention center in Warsaw, where hundreds of Ukrainian refugees are being housed. He said many of them had infectious problems related to being grouped in that space. The civilians, he said, also suffered from medical issues that stem from anxiety caused by the war. Ukraine's president has called this Russian state-sponsored terrorism. The doctor says he saw an elderly woman in her 70s whose shoulder has been broken for months because there was an entry and exit wound that could have been from shrapnel. She needed surgery, but he couldn't provide that. And a lot of the work that he did likened to comfort, basic pain medication, and a Band-Aid, so basically a temporary fix.
When I was working in the shelter in Warsaw, Poland, it was all Ukrainian refugees. This had 1,000 people in it. Like, it was a big conference center with hundreds of beds in a room. And a lot of what we saw was coughs and colds, vomiting and diarrhea, infectious disease stuff, which makes sense because you got so many people. Even when you're washing your hands and trying to do everything, like so many people in one place, it's going to be a lot of infectious disease. So it was cough and cold stuff, making sure they didn't have pneumonia, helping kids stay hydrated, giving them medicine to stop vomiting. That was a big part of it. Interestingly, I didn't see any of that when we went into Ukraine. That was more little ladies with high blood pressure. And then you get to talking to them, and they can't sleep, and they're stressed out, and they have these pains, and they want to talk about their sons and grandsons that are fighting in the war. So a lot of it was anxiety-related stuff that was kind of manifesting in various ways.
Dr. Burchett says that he really could have used the help of a nurse to take blood pressure and administer needles, and he recommends that more people travel abroad and help out. He actually linked up with a group called SSF. That's a French acronym for Rescuers Without Borders. The World Economic Forum estimates around 6.5 million people have fled Ukraine to neighboring countries since Russia invaded in late February. And I actually personally know friends, a mother and daughter, who ended up just taking what they could in a backpack and then going into neighboring Moldova and then Romania and then through Mexico, ended up in Los Angeles because they had family there. But of course, we don't really see that many happy endings like that one.
Yeah, they were the lucky ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ella, thank you.
Thanks, Ella.